Springfield Armory St. Victor AR pistol chambered in 308. Let's check this thing out. Alright, be as confident smashing that like button as I was wearing pink shirts in my early 20s. So Springfield Armory was nice enough to send me the St. Victor. I worked with them with the Hellcat before. I love working with them because they just send me the pistol or rifle and they just say, do your thing with it. You know, there's no contracts, there's no stipulations of what I can say or can't say. So it allows me to be truthful with you guys. And when I got this thing, it came without the optic and the backup sights, and I put this split fix on from Lunar Concepts. I'll dive into that later. So I'm gonna run some B-roll here real quick just to show you guys how the Springfield St. Victor came to me from Springfield. Basically, it came without the sight systems, and then the split fix from Lunar Concept I added to all my SB3 bases. But it came with the hand stop, comes with 2 PMags, the BCM grip, and I put SB3 braces, BCMs, and hand stops on my AR pistols, so it came like that, which I really liked. The first impression when I got to pick it up at the gun shop was it's heavy. I mean, it's 8.5 pounds. It's small, but you can definitely tell it's a 308. I mean, it's you know, it's got a beefy barrel, beefy you know, bolt carrier group, but it's nice. I mean, for the way they sent it to me, the only thing I had to really add was a sight and then the split fix. So when Springfield offered to send me this, I had the same thought that probably a lot of you did, is why a 308 AR pistol? But, you know, if it goes boom, I'll shoot it. And I think this definitely has a role. You know, there's a lot of people that believe that 45 is better than 9mm just because of bullet size, and there's gonna be a lot of people that think 308 is better than 223 because of bullet size. And you know, if you're going up somewhere where there's big animals, or you want something compact that you can carry in a backpack, that's, you know, that has a big caliber, I think this really fills that role. Small size, it's an AR pistol, so this goes along with my, and at least in Michigan, it goes along with my concealed permit, so I can just throw this in my car. And you know, it's 20 shots, 21 if you want to load it up, and then it's just a compact package. So the MSRP on the St. Victor is $13.63. I bet you're gonna see these in store for $9.99, you know, maybe $10.99, and they come well appointed. I mean, it comes with the hand stop, comes with 2 PMags, the BCM gunfighter grip, SB3 brace. So really, the gun comes the way I would want it, flat face trigger, outside of a sighting system. You guys know I normally try to shoot the gun first with you guys, but I went to the range on Saturday and Sunday this week, and it was just too busy to shoot the video, so I just had to shoot it. I got a couple magazines through, it's run flawlessly so far. The things that I wanted to just point out from my first couple shots, and then we'll dive into it when we actually run a couple mags through, was the blast diverter helps with the sound. And just like I was talking about before, that grip placement, I'm not worried about, you know, the old school bird cage, you know, where I'm getting my hands a little bit too close. So that makes me feel comfortable with my grip placement. And then, like I said, it's beefy, but it really doesn't recoil too bad. I'm actually gonna shoot my 223 and then this, and we'll do slow-mo next to each other so you guys can kind of see, because I think when I put this on Instagram, that's what a lot of people said, is it's gonna rock your shoulder, it's gonna kick really bad, and I really didn't feel that, and I was shooting it from a rest, sighting in the optic, so I think you'll actually be pleasantly surprised shooting this thing, but slow-mo might tell a little different story. So let's get that going. All right, so like I said before, I have shot this thing a couple times, but I have 10 rounds in these 20 round. It comes with 2 20-round magazines. I have 5 brass first and then 5 steel case. We're just gonna shoot this here at like 50 yards, TA target steel. We're just gonna talk about it. We'll do 2 shots here. So it's loud, right? Like, and it feels rough, but it's not rough on my shoulder. And I know it's a heavy buffer, and I know this blast diverter is supposed to help a little bit, but it sounds scary, like the bark's worse than its bite. But I mean, it definitely kicks more than a 223 would. I like the trigger, it feels comfortable, you know, like what I'm used to with my other ones. One thing I wanted to show you guys with this trigger, there's absolutely no take up. It's a pretty clean break. And then you got kind of that mil-spec clunk reset. So if you like that style of trigger, you're gonna like this just because you're on the wall right away. But if you're used to a little take up or you're more comfortable with a take up, it's gonna be something that you're just gonna have to get used to. Like I said, if you're not used to it just breaking, that might be something you just have to get accustomed to. Love how my hand fits on it, love how it feels in my frame. Now I'm a longer guy, so my elbow gets a little kind of crooked, but that's how it is with pistols and short barrels with me. 10-3 barrel on this. So now we got one less brass. So now we have 150 grain Tula, Wolf or Tula. Let's see how this runs. We'll do a 3-shot here. It's nice. I mean, it feels smooth, cycles smooth. You're gonna feel it a little bit in basically your collarbone just because of the brace. But like we talked about with this Lunar concept, it makes this a little bit more rigid, so this thing doesn't bend into your shoulder as much, but you're definitely feeling this corner kind of kissing you. But really not that bad. I mean, it's not a gun you're gonna wanna shoot like 500 rounds out of in a day, but it's nothing scary for like 308. Let's just finish this mag off here. Go for a headshot. Over. Okay, so I have my 223 AR pistol here, so I'm gonna shoot a couple of shots out of this, the 308, and then I'm just gonna set it down and we're gonna switch to the 223. I'll probably put in slow-mo when I edit it, just so you guys can kind of see the difference between the thumping. So here we go. So that was the 308. Two, two, three. Okay, so it feels a lot different now that you actually put them next to each other. With your shoulder, I don't feel like it's that much jumpier, but it's like going from a rifle to a 22. It's definitely a lot less felt recoil. But really not that bad. But that, I mean, it's 308 to 223. They're both real fun. Getting a little gas back through that charging handle. Almost feels like I'm shooting suppressed. It's just a lot of gas to disperse in this little thing. All right, so I got about 50 rounds through it these last, I don't know, couple minutes, and no heat or anything that would make it uncomfortable gripping yet. Two things I've noticed just shooting it is I've had the mag come unseated once or twice, and I don't think it's anything I'm doing. I don't know if maybe I'm just not really slapping it home. And then it's pretty loud. I mean, if you're shooting with people, the blast diverter does a good job of keeping the sound off me, but I got a buddy here with me today, and you can definitely hear it and feel it. But I mean, it's a 308. Ooh, slap that one. But I mean, I love shooting it. It's a gun you're gonna wanna shoot a lot, even though it's expensive to shoot it a lot. It's a lot of fun. This MRO HD has been great with the two different reticles you can just switch between. It's just, I wanna get to a range where I can run, gun, and shoot, but hopefully we'll get to that someday. All right, so let's wrap this up. Saint, Victor, Springfield Arms, 308 AR pistol. The good. It shoots really nice. It comes well appointed. Basically it has everything on a pistol that I would want to have besides a good optic. Trigger's nice, SP3 great, BCM, gunfighter, all those things, hand stop. So it's just a gun that feels comfortable right out of the box. I love that shooting it doesn't really beat me up too bad for a 308. I mean, I run an FNFAL and I feel like that thing thumps harder than this. If you're not used to the trigger, that no take up is going to be something to get used to. It gets a little gassy when you're running it. It felt like I was shooting suppressed there for a little bit, so you might want to change out your charging handle just to keep those gases internalized. But I mean, it's a lot of gas for this small thing. Blast diverter, I don't know if we touched on that, but it does a great job of keeping the sound off me, but it just pushes it onto everyone else. But that's gonna happen with a 308. PMags, nice touch. The M-lock with this lock system feels very planted. That's one thing I really noticed, is I'm not worried about that thing moving. So that's super nice. And it's a great gun. you know, I'm not a buyer of this thing just because I don't have a purpose for a 308 AR pistol. I think it's a great truck gun if you're up north or it's somewhere where you're worrying about animals, or you're one of those guys that just wants a bigger bullet. This is a solid package that is ready to go basically out of the box. I've really enjoyed shooting it. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Please like, please subscribe. And we'll try to do a video on this Trijicon MRO HD. And then I'm gonna do a video on my AR pistol build from Ballistic Advantage in 223. And we'll have those videos for you now that the weather's nice here. Thanks, guys.